Welcome to the Fantasy Football Fanalist Podcast, presented by Fantasy Data. Here's your hosts, Billy Muzio and Bradley Stalder.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantasy Football Fanalist Podcast presented by Fantasy Data. I am going to be doing a live draft tonight, again with David Hubbard. Last time, we had a daring build. It was very unique. It was a Travis Kelce build from, I think, the 5-hole, and he fell to us. So we're about to kick this draft underway. We got about 24 seconds till this thing kicks on. So I'm going to bring in Dave, and we're going to get this party started. So Dave, welcome to the podcast, buddy.
What's going on, Billy? We're back at it. I hadn't drafted in a while, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think the last FBG we did together was you and I about a week and a half ago before I had my golf tournament. And I was sending you drunk pictures all week with me and the boys drinking whiskey and getting birdies, getting pars, getting bogeys, the whole shebang.
That looked like a good time to me.
Oh, yeah. I love myself some golf.
Yeah, we got the 9th hole tonight in this thing. There's a bunch of guys in here that are regulars, so this should be a fun draft.
Yeah, it looks like we have the Wasp guy in here. We have Scoundrel in here. John Rozek's in here. We have Kevin Scott in here. There's a couple other names that I think you mentioned. Money Trees is in here. He drafts a lot.
Yep. The line guy I've known for years, he's in here.
Well, let's get this board pulled up. We just started about a minute ago. We're already at pick 3 now. We have pretty chalk in the beginning. I'm going to zoom in for people. Christian McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook. It's about as chalk as you can get. Nobody out here throwing out, Derrick Henry tonight or throwing out anybody like we like to do. Throw out Tyreek or throw out a Eckler. So Travis Kelce falls to 4 tonight. Alvin Kamara goes to 3.
Yeah, pretty standard start.
I'm going to adapt the pen and paper method here again, and I'm going to join you pretty soon.
I love it.
Or I should just start scratching, and then when I'm done, I can show you the picture I drew at the end of the night.
There you go. That works. Sometimes I do that. I just when I get on one of these drafts, I just start doodling.
Wow, this is different than normal. So 3 running backs, 1, 2, 3. Then we have Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, and Tyreek. So very rare do I see the first 6 spots be only 3 running backs. Typically, we see 4 to 5 running backs inside those picks. And there we go, Ezekiel and Derrick Henry. And we are on the clock now.
Okay.
I like JT. I like Eckler. I know you like both of those.
Like JT, Eckler, and Diggs is who I like to start this draft. So any one of those 3 I can live with.
I don't think we've started with a Diggs build yet. But then again, I do like starting with the solid running back. I'm gonna let you pick this first one because I'm okay with any 3 of those.
Okay, we'll start with let's start with Diggs because we under own him, and I think he's the number. He's right there with Tyreek. So
okay, we got Diggs locked in at the 9-hole here. That's our first. It's our first round 1 Diggs share, I think, that we have together.
Yep, I got a couple solo, but yeah, I think that's our first one together. And I like Diggs a lot. I just in drafts, I haven't been drafting him a lot because of whatever the way I built the team, the way it fell, and I'm a big Diggs fan. I always have been.
Yeah, I think I'm actually under 3% ownership right now in the FBG right now. Just because I'm usually taking someone else round 1, and by the time round 2 comes back, he's not there, and so I'm happy to land him here. It'll increase my exposure.
Yeah, definitely.
So our next 2 players that we considered were 10 and 11, JT and Austin Eckler off the board.
Yep.
It was nice the FFPC removed Akers. So the day the news broke, I was actually in a best ball draft.
Oh, did they remove Akers? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they removed him from the queue. So the day that the news broke, we were in a draft on. I was with Todd Burrows on a FFPC best ball tournament draft, and some dude autoed in the 12 hole in round 3, and it autoed him acres. And I was at the same time, I'm like, oh, that sucks, but you kind of deserve it because you auto picked.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was good on them to remove him.
I agree. Okay, this draft's going to be interesting. We might go a lot of ways with this one now.
So round 1 of the books: Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller at the 5 hole, 6 Tyreek, 7 Ezekiel Elliott, 8 Derrick Henry, 9 we got Stephon Diggs. Then we got JT in the 10 hole, Austin Eckler 11, and then Antonio Gibson in the 12, and then 12 hit up Devontae Adams on the turn.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how far Barkley drops in this draft.
I've been seeing him fall to about 2.4, 2.5, 2.6 lately.
Yep, I've seen a couple of those boards, which makes some sense with the way that he's talking right now. That he's not instilling a lot of confidence in.
And he was taken right there at the 2.02. I wouldn't be opposed going Chubb, Hopkins, or Ridley here.
I like Hopkins here because I think it's going to be under-owned, and we own a ton of Chubb, so
we do own a lot of Chubb, and I'm starting about 23% Ridley too.
Yeah, so Hopkins makes a lot of sense because I think I'm underweight Hopkins, and I really like both. I think Hopkins and Diggs have a chance to finish as top 5 receivers this year.
Yeah, and we both like Murray too. Hopkins, I'm only 7%, so I'm liking this. I'm going to lock in Hopkins.
All right.
Gives me 2 good low ownership people here on the draft.
Who you definitely shouldn't be low ownership on if you're doing volume.
Agree.
Guys are definitely not 2 guys you want to be low
on. I agree. Stephon Diggs was the dagger in some of my main events last year that I didn't own. I think Diggs was probably my biggest miss last year in my projections.
I was on him, but I have a rule that I don't really like receivers moving to teams. But late in the draft season, I started drafting more Diggs. Luckily, because they were talking about the chemistry he had with Josh Allen, and that carried over. It was accurate.
Yeah, I truly thought last year that we could have saw like an AB type meltdown from him, like changing teams and just having issues. And I was completely wrong. Like I'll be the first to admit when I'm wrong in projections or something that I could foresee happening. And he was going like round 6 last year, and I just missed the boat.
Yep. Easy to do.
I mean, because prior to last year, Josh Allen was averaging like a 63, 64% completion percentage.
Exactly. He's really improved his accuracy and his throwing motion, everything. He's obviously put in a lot of work in that area of his game because he was always just a freak athlete, running quarterback and do his thing, but he's improved dramatically.
Yeah, we saw him take that big step forward. That offense clicked, and I mean, a lot of people had them pegged to beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, and just didn't work out that way.
Nope.
And Nick Chubb is just one of the. I mean, this round 2, I love this year. Round 1, round 2, it's anybody.
Oh, yeah. I've seen Chubb go in the 11, 12 hole in drafts. I've seen him fall all the way to the 1 hole. He's been all over the place.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Round 1's the same way. Round 2's the same way. It's kind of more just, get your guy type of drafting.
For sure.
Or like us, diversify and increase exposure.
Nixon's another guy. You see him all over the place. I've seen him go in the 112 hole, and I've seen him go all the way to 3-4. I don't remember that in years, but that wide of a range on guys after this many drafts have been done.
It kind of makes it fun, quite frankly, because you can just get all sorts of crazy builds.
Oh, yeah, you can do. Yeah, definitely. It makes it a lot of fun.
You can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah, I love testing the waters.
Yeah, we tested the water with our last live draft that we recorded.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I enjoyed that draft. I go back and watch that every once in a while just to kind of laugh. That was a fun draft for sure.
It was. We started the night that night talking about drafting Darren Waller in the 5-hole, and then Kelsey falls to us. And then we follow up getting like Hawkinson late. We got Goddard late. We went outside Chubb landing to us in round 2. We pretty much went 0 running back all the way until Zach Moss in round 8. Then followed up with Henderson, which now that team's looking pretty sexy because because we talked about it that night. If we could just get 2 starting running backs on the squad, this team is going to be deadly.
And the biggest problem with that draft, like all we talk about, is setting the lineup because we have so many options on that team. The lineup is going to be interesting to set every week. We'll have some interesting discussions. Imagine how to set that thing. Because literally every week you're going to leave 2 players you don't want to leave on the bench.
Yeah, we're probably, being honest with ourselves, we're probably going to leave points on the board from time to time.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Well, I'd love if Keenan Allen made it to us, but I doubt he does. But if he does, fantastic. We have Terry coming back. We have CD coming back.
CD's gone. CD's the guy that moved up in these drafts. I mean, if he like never makes it. Early in the draft, he was going to the 4th. I saw some boards where he went to the 4th round. Now he never goes to the 4th round, like ever.
Yeah, once that news of Amari Cooper's foot came out that he was still nursing it, that's when he started climbing because I was seeing him going 4 pretty frequently in early drafts, and it was pretty much pick your poison, CD Lamb or Amari Cooper, and they were going kind of back and forth all at the beginning of the drafts, and now it's 9 out of 10 times at CD, maybe 9.9 now even. I can't remember a time I've seen Amari go ahead of him since that news broke, actually.
Yeah, no, not much.
Well, Terry made it to us, or we can grab Dobbins as our running back 1.
Oh, man, that's what I was afraid of because I like both those guys. Let's gamble and go Terry.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
The guy that I think could finish in the top 5 receivers. So you got 3 guys that I really, really love on this team.
Terry, I'm at 14%. I'm going to check Dobbins. I'm at 14%, so it doesn't matter either way. I like Terry as well, and we might as well do.
I'm overweight Dobbins, so I'm fine with it.
You're overweight on Dobbins, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Terry then for sure.
I see Dobbins come back. He probably won't in this draft because they're not going to let him. But I've seen Dobbins come back in some of these drafts. Then I wouldn't care. I'd take him regardless. But
yeah, I don't think he does. But since you're overweight and I have him both to 14, let's lock in Terry.
I like it. I love it.
I mean, those are 3 sexy wide receivers right there. Been seeing a lot of buzz lately on Heineke. I still think that that Fitzmagic starts here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Heineke at some point.
I think the only way we see Heineke this year is if Fitzmagic gets hurt or falters, just throws like a ton of picks and that's it, and that's what happens. So we'll see.
Which is his MO. He's either good for 4 touchdowns or 4 picks in a game.
Yep.
But the dude has a cannon, and he's not afraid of sling it.
No, he's definitely not.
So we have the 10, 11 hole started off with 3 running backs. We started off with 3 wide receivers. Scoundrel's up. I wonder if he got sniped. I wish we could hear him right now.
Oh, yeah, against Scoundrel. He's going to take Hawkinson.
Oh, Robert Woods.
One of these picks, I think he's going to take Hawkinson.
David Montgomery.
Oh, he didn't. Okay. That's interesting. I thought for sure he'd take. I thought he'd take Hawkinson there. Good for him.
Okay, TJ Hawkinson goes very next pick.
All right.
Oh, they did not remove Cam Akers. There he is at 50 or 49.
Pushed him down some, I guess.
Yeah. It's just natural ADP over the last couple days.
All right, we're going to have a decision here for what to do with this team. Who do they take? My board.
They took Cooper Kupp.
Okay. So to me, we take a guy like Travis Etienne, or we just take another receiver and push it. I like taking another receiver here. I don't give in to the deal. I just take another surefire receiver. I wouldn't leave him for other people to take. So for me, it's Evans, Godwin, Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think for me, it's either Amari or Godwin.
We could gamble with Amari on this team.
He's our wide receiver 4.
Yep, and if he's good to go, I'm good with it.
Okay, let's take Amari.
I'm underweight on it.
I think I am too. I'm gonna lock him in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna check my ownership right now. I'm on the wrong page. Yeah, I'm only at 14%.
Very good. Okay, I'm less than that, I guarantee you, because I'm a huge CD guy. But
and as our wide receiver 4, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. He starts out the gate slow because of his foot. Maybe he gets going. So
yeah, and him and Dak have a pretty good connection.
Oh, he's capable of monster weeks.
Yes, he is. So we have 3 teams on the board without a wide receiver yet. Team 8, Team 11, Team 3. We're the only team without a running back. Nope, Team 6 doesn't have a running back.
Yep, Team 6 and Team 9, us are living on the
edge. Pushing the limits. Mike Evans to the 7 hole. We're going to start seeing wide receiver value. I think people are going to start pushing wide receiver up because of these heavy green boards. And
for sure.
So I could see a run happening here.
I've never 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in this draft. I've never seen this in as long as I've been drafting. They all went 3 to 4 running backs to start through the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It may push somebody like ETN to us, or even.
Notice that he won't make it to us in this draft because there's a guy in here that takes him every time, so he won't make it. But that's fine. Makes me take somebody else.
Yep.
Which I'm fine with. He should never make it there anyway, but occasionally he does.
So news out this week, we have Ertz possibly staying in Philly. What's your take on Goddard now? Are you still comfortable taking him in the 6th?
I mean, I am. I own so much Goddard I probably won't right now, but he I don't think that affects Goddard at all. I think Ertz is kind of washed, so I think Goddard's going to do what Goddard's going to do. I don't think it affects him at all, other than now they got a good journeyman backup tight end behind Goddard.
We could see a lot of 12 personnel even.
Correct, but I think Goddard's a starter, and Ertz will be doing whatever Ertz does. They'll have a role for him, I guess. But.
I mean, we had Jalen Reagor, who underimpressed last year. We have Devonta Smith coming in as a rookie who's undersized, but I expect to do well. And you have two solid tight ends. I think we do see a lot of 12 personnel in this offense.
Oh, I agree. I don't think it hurts Goddard at all.
No, I think he's the lead in that position, regardless.
He's been on the come for a while. He should have actually done more than he's done already. But sometimes these coaches don't play the best player. It just happens. People say, "Oh, you're better than that." No, not really. But sometimes the coach don't see it for a year or two, and then you look back. That's why you're constantly a year or two early on guys, because you see it, but it takes the coach a little while to see it. I mean, even King Henry. I mean, they played scrubs over King Henry.
They did. One of my most notables in that was Jamal Charles.
Yep.
I picked him
a year
early.
Yep.
Yeah, a year early.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about NFL coaches and not wanting to play their talent, but it happens a lot.
I think they get stuck on draft capital and they get stuck on, not my guy or somebody else's guy or whatever it may be, or doesn't fit the scheme, and then they put him in and then boom, he just explodes.
One had a nice little turn. Got Godwin to fall to with a little Julio.
Yeah, that's a nice little team so far. McCaffrey, Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Godwin, and Julio. I like it. So I started adding some names here to the queue. And of course, they're all going now. Didn't expect a lot of these guys to make it, but I do hope one does.
We have a ton of good options. We're in good shape.
Yeah.
We're going to have a debate, I think. Debates are always good.
Love debates. It's great for creativity, great for opening your eyes.
The guy in the 5-0 does with this Waller team. I like this. I like what he's done so far. I like his thought process. We'll see what he does. I've drafted with that dude a lot. Oh, there's our boy Henderson. He goes in the 5th round. I think right now that's where I've seen him go pretty much, the 5th round.
Yeah.
But I think
I've seen him go 4 and 5 quite a bit already.
Oh, he ain't too worried about Ertz.
He's not worried about it. Yeah,
I drafted with that guy a lot. I like his thought process. Ertz looked like he's pulling a sled behind him. I'm not too worried about him taking snaps from Goddard. Goddard looks like a world-class sprinter compared to Ertz.
Yeah, he could take a punch too in that bar video.
Yeah, that was brutal. Punch right upside the
head. I remember seeing that. I'm like, oh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, stay out of them bars. Bars ain't nothing but trouble.
That's my biggest concern with off season is like, what is like my guy gonna get in trouble for?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like dynasty leagues.
Yeah, it can cost you some money.
Okay, we're up next here. Mike Davis went to 5-6.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind pushing up Hunt as our running back 1.
I like Hunt. I like Edmonds.
Yep, I think Edmonds makes it back.
I like.
We already have the 2 receivers and 2 flex spots filled.
Yeah, there's no receiver here that I think is just an edge to be taken that I wouldn't like later. So
the only other person I really consider is Kyler Murray here too.
I like Kyler Murray. I don't mind Kyler Murray.
And he goes with Hopkins. You want to do that and then take either Edmonds or Hunt way back?
I like it. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I like that. It locks in Hopkins too.
And it takes quarterback out of play for us. We push quarterback back, and now we can do some other things with that. We're looking to take a quarterback if the league gets crazy. Okay.
And allows us to pick up some value later in running back too.
I think this is my third or fourth Kyler Murray team.
Yeah, I think we have 2 together, and I think I only have 4 total.
I did something goofy in one of these drafts. So I took A.J. Brown or something in the first round, in the early drafting season, and I got Kyler Murray in the middle of the 7th. So that was a weird draft because I don't see him there very often.
No, it's like that 5-6 turn here pretty frequently. Maybe middle around 6 at times in these FBGs right now. These guys, this side of the board's very running back heavy too, so I feel like we are going to get either Hunt or Edmonds. Pretty confident in that.
I mean, Edmonds makes a little sense with a Kyler Murray, Hopkins, Edmonds team.
It does actually.
And I'm higher on Edmonds than the masses. We got some nice shares of Edmonds in the late 6th, early 7th, but I think.
Yeah, that main event we did, we got him at like 7.5.
Yeah, which I don't think he should ever go there. But.
No, that was extremely late. That was orgasmic, actually.
WB, the scoundrel did a decent job. Came out of the 12-hole not looking too bad.
So as we expected, we get one of those two.
Yeah, we're definitely getting one of them.
And there it is. Kareem Hunt goes. I'm going to lock in Chase Edmonds.
Yep, I love it.
That worked out nicely.
Yep.
Easy decision.
I own a lot of Hunt, so I like Edmonds. So I own way less Edmonds than I own Hunt. So
I'm in the same boat.
Give him a chance to be good.
Nice little Arizona stack. We should probably lock in. What is it, Prater? I always forget the kickers' names.
Prater, yeah, Prater's with Arizona now.
He's a fair weather kicker.
Yep, I love Prater. Prater's got a leg on him.
He does. He still owns the record in the NFL, doesn't he?
I actually think he still does.
Dak Prescott going where Dak Prescott always goes.
He pretty much lives right there. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like he's never, ever outside of that pick, ever.
Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, they all live right in that Dak. They all kind of live there. Lamar kind of fluctuates. The main event I was doing, Lamar went all the way to 6'10".
Wow.
Latest I've seen him go.
This guy's, I think he has to lock in a wide receiver here. Unless he just says, F it, I'm not doing it.
In this format, I mean, I do it occasionally. I mean, I build all kinds of different teams, and I haven't taken a wide receiver until the 9th round before in some of these.
He's debating in his head right now. Claypool's a guy I just can't get behind. I mean, I like him in best ball, but I'm just not crazy about him in season long.
I drafted him a couple times. I got like a silly deal on him, but I just don't think he's going to be consistent.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I feel. Like best ball, great. He's going to pop off, automatically starts him, cool. But in FBGs or main events, I just feel like
you're going to a little too high. He's drafted at a ceiling to me. When you have Deontay without an injury, with an injury, I mean, it could change obviously. If he gets to Juju or to Deontay, then things can change in a hurry.
It's funny to me too. Like you see, Claypool going in the top 6. You see Juju going in the top 6, 7. You see Deontay going in the top 6. Sometimes 5. Like tonight, but yet you have Big Ben who's going undrafted in most scenarios, or very, very late in these drafts. Round 19, round 20. You'd think with people being as high on these receivers as they are, that they would be, a relatively higher on Ben Roethlisberger.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't understand thought process on quarterback at all. That's why I like to push quarterback and just this guy in the one hole is not messing around. He's a receiver drafter. Starts from McCaffrey and then goes 6 wide. Said running backs, who needs them?
I think I did something similar. I think though I went like 5 and then took a tight end and my second running back. And then Christian McCaffrey got hurt, and that team was tough to find a running back week to week.
Yeah, when you do that, I mean, you got to be really identify a guy that emerges pretty quickly, because you're not on the next turn. There's not going to be a lot of guys there that you could probably hang your hat on and feel real good about going into the season. Some drafts there are. Well, we did it and got away with it. But
yeah, I got lucky and picked up Gaskins in that league and started him most of the season, and then had Damian Harris late as well, and was able to start him on occasion. We was kind of in and out hurt, but Gaskin was a nice little gem last year.
Yeah. Yep, it definitely was.
Damian Harris goes at 7-2.
Yeah, he went on early in this one.
Yeah, I feel like that's early. It's usually, I just pulled it up, usually the end of 7. So
sometimes a lot of times middle of the 8th.
Yeah. I'm usually seeing him like around the Zach Moss area.
Yep, 9th round. Occasionally.
All right, let's see. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks away. If Juju's there, I like Juju, but I doubt he makes it.
Yeah, I like several people here. We'll get one of them.
I was hoping Noah Fant made it, but there he goes. Team 5 is locking in the tight ends.
Yep, he went all tight end in this one. He's got the 3 tight end approach. And there goes 2 of the guys that I like. Maybe none of them will make it. Picked them right off.
Yep.
These guys draft. A lot of times they draft in all formats too.
I'm glad Shark went. I have no interest in Shark. So 3 of my 4 went off the board pretty much from the time we started talking. I have Mostert still in my queue. I don't own a lot of them, but I'm not sold on the Niners backfield right now.
Yeah, the Niners backfield is wide open. With the board, I like Debo or Mike Williams.
I do like Debo. I'm a little overweight on him. I think Mike Williams has a chance to make it back. I'd probably prefer Debo here. Debo's one of my most owned players, but I'll lock him in any day of the week.
Okay, I'm good with Debo. Then we can see what we want to do next.
Okay, Debo's locked. That gives us 5 solid wide receivers. I mean, Debo's your wide receiver 5. That's a happy day.
Really happy day.
And you and I are both higher on Zach Moss lately. He's on, I think, up for discussion on the way back.
Definitely.
I got Mike Williams as well in the queue.
I think we flip a coin between Mostert and Zach Moss. We could gamble with Mostert and do something else later and see what happens. But I'm also fine with Zach Moss for this build.
Oh, there goes Mostert went to Scoundrel.
Okay.
Might have made it easy for us. AB just went.
And Higby.
And Justin Herbert went. So we got Zach Moss.
I like Zach Moss all day.
Okay, I'm going to lock it.
Gives us something out the gate with this team, and I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, we've both been drafting a lot of Zach Moss lately. And we've both been talking about this. They just didn't really add anybody outside Breida. We've seen nobody really merge in his backfield. I think Zach Moss looked the best when he was on the field last year prior to getting injured.
For sure.
So year 2, I think he takes a step forward and emerges here as his lead back. And it sounds like out of camp that we have here is that he's expected to take the majority of the carries now.
Yeah, and I think he has a chance to be a 3-down back. He has better hands.
Has the skill set.
I think he's a good stab at his price that he's going at this year. He's drafted anywhere between here and 9-4 is pretty much where I see him. And I would bet you haven't built this team this year based on your you haven't built many 4-wide teams to start the draft.
I have not. No, I'm usually at least a one running back in the first 3 rounds kind of guy.
Yeah.
But Team Triple H has pushed me out of my comfort level and brought me to the dark side, and I am actually getting comfortable with it.
Yeah, I like it. I think if you're going to do volume, you have to have some different builds. If you just do, you might as well not do volume if you're going to do the same build every time. Do your 10 of them and get your 10 that you like and roll with that. Because a lot of people can't do it. I mean, a lot of people just feel real comfortable with green stickers. And this year, more than any year, they feel comfortable with green stickers. And I like green stickers myself. I built a lot of teams running back heavy. Makes a lot of sense this year.
I also like to look at it from a creative standpoint and say, what can we do and how can we change things up and how unique can we get?
For sure.
I mean, we were on the last, 3-4 times we drafted. By the time we hit our third pick, we were the only team inside the draft tournament that had those 3 players.
Correct.
I should pull it up and see our stack finder and see what we have between Diggs and Hopkins. How many teams have it? I'm curious. Do you want to guess?
It's going to be low. It's going to be real low. I've done several drafts and I've seen very few Diggs, Hopkins starts.
I'm going to say under 15.
I'm going to say under 10.
Okay, so Diggs is punched in. And for those of you who are listening in, we're doing this on fantasymojo.com on the stack finder for the football guys stack finder. So Diggs is punched in.
I'm on St. Brown in the.
Oh, he autoed. Oh, he must have thrown in like a bunch in his queue and left and didn't realize. Oh man, here we go. Or he said, "You know what? I hate my draft. I'm out of here."
Maybe. This draft's still salvageable. I like some of the players you took.
Oh, you won the pick here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams with Diggs and Hopkins.
There you go.
I'm going to add in Terry. And we're the only team.
Yeah, there you go.
So unique yet again.
It makes sense. I mean, if you think about it logically, this year people are comfortable drafting running backs, and they should be comfortable drafting running backs because it's easier to build teams that way because there's always wide receiver value in these drafts. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just my philosophy is I build a few different type builds than what the masses are doing in 2021 or 2022 or 2023, whatever year I'm in. I'm always going to be a little against the grain. And not my whole portfolio, but a percentage of my portfolio I'm going to dedicate to doing some of those builds.
Yeah, you got to throw a few in, like we talked about with that Kelsey team, and sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't.
No, they can implode on you. I mean, you're playing Russian roulette at running back, and you got to be kind of right on the guys that you're identifying to take at running back to make it. That's why a lot of people don't feel comfortable. They'd rather draft 2 running backs, start the draft, and then some people never attack receiver. In these drafts, I mean, that's the other thing about FFPC format. You only have to start 2 receivers every week. So building running back heavy teams, the team I won the main event with, I started 3 running backs, but back then that wasn't popular. That was not a popular way to build teams. But the 3 running backs I picked that year were the 1, 2, and 4th running back in the NFL that year, and they were all on the same team. And we only had 1 receiver that we could rely on all year on that team. So it's interesting. And then another year, a guy I know won it, and he started running back at 4 wide receivers, and the 4 wide receivers he picked were the nuts. And the running back he picked was good enough. So there's a lot of different ways to attack these drafts. But what happens to people is they get comfortable with a certain way of drafting, and they do it. It's just like anything else. They do it every time, and that's the only way they think is the right way to do it. So that's what they're going to do every time.
Yeah, this guy is just continuing to hammer out the wide receivers. Look at that.
I haven't seen this in redraft. I've seen it in best ball. I don't do a lot of best ball, but I've seen people attempt this in best ball. I did a best ball 2 days ago where the guy took 15 receivers, I think.
Holy crap.
He didn't take a second running back until round 14. I think round 14.
So this guy has 8 wide receivers and Christian McCaffrey.
Yep. If you're gonna, I always say, if you're gonna attempt that, McCaffrey's the guy to attempt it with. I mean, he's like having 2 running backs and 2.5 running backs. So
my only critique about it is, like we just said, you can only start 2 wide receivers in the wide receiver position. You can only start 2 in the flex. So now he has 4 that are sitting on his bench on a weekly basis without filling in his tight end position or his other running back position.
Yeah, he should get beat pretty soundly at the other positions, but sometimes you can find guys that outperform, as we know.
Yep.
So he's obviously confident in his ability to find those guys.
I wish you could delete people out of the ADP. Like, I just want to remove Akers. I'm just nervous that something's going to happen and accidentally get selected.
At least in redraft, best ball, it's horrible, but in redraft, at least the commission will stop the draft. You can say it was a mistake or whatever. But
yeah.
But in best ball, it's a nightmare because they don't have a commissioner in those drafts, and once the guy's on your team, you're just stuck. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, no waivers.
No waivers, and there's no way to say, "Hey, commissioner, mistake there, miss computer glitch or whatever." You're stuck. That's why they keep giving those disclaimers of that you're entering a draft with no commissioner, and anything that happens in this draft is on you.
So we're up in 1, 2, 3, 4 picks here.
Yeah, we're down to 2 now.
There goes Leonard Fournette. Evan Ingram just went. Ooh. And we are on the clock. I am not opposed to. I know we already own Edmonds, but I'm not opposed to taking James Conner here.
I mean,
I know you don't love him.
I don't love him. Yeah, we could either do that or we could take Tanyan or Troutman.
I actually like Tanyan. I think even if Rodgers doesn't return, I think that Love's going to be throwing often to the tight end position.
Let's take a share of Tanyan here.
Okay.
We don't get beat at that position. And then if Connor, if they give us Connor coming back, we can do that.
Yeah, because they have 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs, 3 running backs, and 3 running backs. So there is a chance that he makes it back. Probably unlikely, but.
And I hate handcuffing my running back. I've done it before, but when I look at it, I always hate it. You have David Johnson. You have Jamal Williams.
Those are the other 2 players in the queues I have right now. I have those 3 in the queue.
You got several people that I can live with. So with this build. And the other thing we can do is YOLO it and just take Troutman too. We'll see. Hardman.
Troutman may make it. Probably not, but the left side of the board is pretty tight and heavy.
Back in some drafts. In some drafts he does, but if he doesn't, but that's fine. There's other tight ends I can live with. The play is probably a running back since we took Tanyan with this team.
Yeah, I think so with Edmonds and Moss, just in case one of them doesn't pan out.
I got David Johnson at 11, 10 today in the main event.
Oh, geez. And we got him in 11, I think 5 that draft that we did, the Kelsey build.
Just people hate the Texans, and I don't love the Texans, but the guy catches balls, and it just seems like he's just forgotten.
And that late in a draft, I mean, why the hell not?
Yeah, you can always replace him if you want. So you want to give him to me in the 12th round, 11th, 12th round. So Darrell Henderson's 5'4". Football guys, I won't be taking him there, obviously, because I own so many 10th and 11th round shares of Darrell Henderson that I don't think I can beat those teams taking him there. But and if I was in a confined league, I would have to consider him there, I guess, because I think if they don't bring anybody in, he's going to have a huge role there, I think.
Yeah, if they don't bring anyone in, we're talking about 250 carries probably. It's like 17 to 18 carries a game.
And I love this college film. I love this college tape.
So Scoundrel takes David Johnson, Russell Wilson, Jalen Waddle goes at 10-1, Adam Troutman goes. Well, there you go.
All right, they gave us Connor. Let's we can lock up Connor and Edmonds on this team at very minimal cost, and see what happens there. I'm a big Edmonds guy, but Connor's had success in the NFL, and he brought him in, so I don't hate it.
Okay, yeah, and he's almost a full round of value there.
Yep.
And I know I'm higher on Connor than you are. I think that, he did pretty well, even in the limited capacity that he played last year with injuries and, the O-line that we had, the struggling issues inside Pittsburgh. But pulling up his stats here on fantasy data. I mean,
Connor guy. I liked Connor when he first came on the scene in Pittsburgh, but last year he just looked a step slow to me, and I don't know if that was from injury or what, but he just didn't look like the same running back.
I think it was injury. I mean, he only started 11 games last year. He only played in 13, but he still finished as running back 23. He still had, 20th in the league in rushing yards, 15th in juke rate. He's actually 10th in breakaway rate. We just talked about, missing a step. He had actually the 10th most breakaway runs in the NFL.
That's interesting.
He did drop quite a few passes, though. He dropped 4 passes last year.
Yep. And at the 10th round, you're taking guys that are similar to him anyway. And with this team, it definitely made some sense.
Yeah, the Arizona stack. Look at Team 2 over here. That's an interesting build.
Yep. It's not interesting. That's horrible. I mean, I don't like it.
I was gonna say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs.
Running backs, I've done it, but I just don't know if those are I don't know how much upside it gives the team. If the running backs you're taking there, you think, okay, they're better than the wide receiver I'm taking here, and the wide receiver's going to be on my bench anyway, probably the way I built this team, then I'm fine with it. But I just don't know if those guys are the guys that are going to ring up huge scores week in and week out.
Team 1 and 2 are blocking each other.
Yeah, they look like polar opposites, man. It's like one of them likes yellow, one of them likes green, and they're going to see who blinks first.
I want to see who's on the board if he's going to take another running back. He's going to take Jamal Williams. Watch.
Man, this dude in the 4 is doing his own thing too.
Yeah, the Armon Ross St. Brown pick is surprising.
Yeah, I got a guy that I really value his opinion. He loves that kid, but I mean, you can get him in the 19th, 20th round of almost every draft you do.
Yeah, it's interesting that it was an auto pick, and they didn't like notify
the commissioner. He didn't say, "Hey, I made a bad pick" or anything.
Yeah, or hey, glitched out. Elijah Moore lives right there too. Seems like all the time.
I like the kid. I don't own a lot of them, but I like him.
Look, another running back.
Yep.
Oh man,
that's not Jeff Z, is it?
I don't know Jeff Z.
Oh, Jeff Z's notorious for these type of drafts. He does straight running backs, and I don't know if that's him or not, but
just likes burning money apparently.
Oh, he's done way way more than that. What that is right there. That's nothing. He did one where he had all running backs to like the 16th round. And threw in only drafted 2 receivers and 1 tight end.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see y'all in the playoffs.
See y'all in the dumpster fire.
I mean, there is some valid logic to it. There is in the FFPC especially, because it seems historically that no matter how the drafts go, there's always a wide receiver or 2 that emerges on the waiver wire. But you're competing. What people fail to realize when they have this strategy and they think it through, that you're competing against. I mean, if you're in a tough league, you're competing against 11 other guys on the waiver wire that'll be after those same guys that are emerging. So, one, your bid has to be perfect, or you got to blow your whole fab on one guy to get him. And there's a lot of flaws in the thought process as well. But I think they think about these strategies and they only look at them as like in a perfect scenario. I can make this work. But just like the zero running back guys, I mean, if you zero running back, that's great. But there's also 11 other owners bidding on the one running back that you might identify or might be emerging. You have to be a week or 2 early on them.
Yeah, I don't like my chances in something like that.
Yeah, it's tough. And it's tougher than what people think.
I mean, I just pulled up. I was just curious, taking a look here at the running back pool now, and it's thinned out pretty quickly.
I still like a lot of guys, though.
I'm just not, you're used to seeing some of these names that are going right now in, around 12 at times.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Every one of these drafts are different. And depending on, the more experienced drafters in the draft will be able to evaluate the board better and make some determination. The dude actually did pretty good. He got away with getting Jamal Williams, who I like a lot this year.
Yeah, and we talked about taking him there over Connor.
Yeah. I mean, Jamal Williams didn't even make it there in drafts.
Yeah, on Fantasy Mojo, his average last 5 days is going to be 10-4.
Yeah, beginning of the 10th round.
And I haven't seen him go 9 in some drafts.
Oh, I definitely have.
So we are 1, 2, 3, 4 picks away. Get back to all here in the queue. I added Latavius Murray. I added Everett. No, there goes Latavius Murray. I added Komet.
I like Evans, Damian Williams, and Booker.
Oh, I know you like Darrington. Do you think Scoundrel will take Evans?
I never know anymore in these drafts. The guys, let's really getting him in the 14th round, but not anymore.
Let's go ahead and take an Evans just in case. I know Scoundrel watches what we do. He may take him. And then the right side of the board, they have two tight ends, 1 and 1. I think we got a tight end on the way back that we like.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's plenty of tight ends.
Okay, let's lock in Evans. I know you like Evans. I like Evans. I'd hate to lose him over like 6, 7 draft spots.
All right. I like him.
Okay, locked it.
And then really with this team, the way we built it, I think it's either Booker or can't worry about it. Booker or Damian Williams. I think that's the
over a tight end this turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a look real quick.
We got timing. There's plenty of tight ends. It's not giving us any edge to take another tight end. We're never playing the tight end in the flex. We're just
That's true.
Yeah. But we're never.
And we already have 5 solid wide receivers.
Yeah, we're never playing the tight end over any of those receivers. Where the running back goes down with either one of those guys. There goes Booker. So Booker's moved way up now. 11th round.
Yeah, he was going like 15, 16.
He just took Booker. There you go.
Yeah, even the last 5 days, Booker's going in the middle of 14.
Yeah. He just wasn't going to risk it with Barkley.
Yeah, he owns Barkley.
Yeah, I think that really the one guy I see that has like massive upside is Damian Williams. If he goes, then we can take a second tight end, I think.
Yeah, Damian's in the queue. I even added Chuba to the queue.
Yeah, Chuba. Yeah. I don't see. Yeah, there's no wide receiver here.
No, the only wide receiver I'd really consider is Marvin Jones. And I love Marvin Jones.
Yeah, I think we know. I think we know how much you love Marvin Jones. We'll have to get you a Marvin Jones jersey to wear around. If we were going to Vegas, I'd definitely get you a Marvin Jones jersey for draft.
I could sleep in it at night.
Yeah.
Swim in it in the pool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they all made it back.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Damian here.
I think Damian, because the way these running backs are going, I think Damian is the guy that's in line if anything happened to Montgomery. I think he's perfect for this team.
Okay, I'll lock it in. This is where the team Muzio starts painting it green.
Yep, painting it green. We're not quite as deep with this team as we were with that other one. We won't do quite what we did with that draft. Makes sense, but this team's not quite as deep. That team had 3 elite tight ends with 3 4 wide receivers that were basically number ones. So it was easy to paint that board green.
Yeah, we'll have to throw in probably at least another tight end. One more wide receiver, maybe. I mean, I'm fine with the wide receivers we have, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Two-hole. Does he take a running back or wide receiver? What's your guess?
Oh, this guy? I have no idea about this guy.
I'm going to say he's going to grab Chuba just to block one. Tariq Cohen. That's a little early for Cohen, too. This guy's just taking whoever he wants whenever he wants. He took J.D. McKissick a couple rounds early. He took St. Brown 8, 9 rounds early. Tariq Cohen 3 rounds early. There's some crazy drafts at midnight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, midnight beats to its own drum. I like doing these midnight drafts when I can keep my eyes open.
You just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's a very true story. You never know. But pretty much in FFPC, it's that way.
Yeah, Joe Burrow off the board now. It's about a round of value.
Yeah, I got a lot of Burrow. I got too much Burrow probably. And a lot of 12th round shares.
Yeah, as high as you are on Chase, I'd expect you to have a lot of Burrow.
Yeah, therefore, a while I had to make myself quit taking Burrow and take some other quarterbacks because he gets discounted in these drafts regularly.
Yeah, because his knee looked Those pictures, man, are a little scary.
Yeah, they said he's ready to go, 100%, not missing a beat.
Yeah, he's young. He's only 24.
Yeah, he's a baby. Come straight out of college. And tore it up last year before he got hurt.
Yeah, in the 10 games he had 2,688 passing yards and 13 touchdowns. So he was on track for, what is that, about 21 touchdowns?
The guy in the one who got A.J. Brown and Julio to go with Tannehill. That's an interesting little draft he had. If he can get anything out of his running back, too, all year, which I think he will with Jamal.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I both like Jamal. We both think he's going to be involved.
I definitely think he's going to be involved. I think there's a chance he gets more touches than Swift in that offense. A big chance.
Well, we know he's better at pass protection, so we'll probably see him quite a bit on third downs.
Oh, you're going to see him. Yeah, they didn't go get him for nothing. You can bet on that.
There goes Ferk Daddy.
Well, it's early for him.
Yep. Yeah, last 5 days, Ferkshire's been going end of 13, so not crazy. I would love it if Cole Kmet made it back to us. I just don't think it's going to happen.
That could happen. I've seen him make it back many times.
I like Cole Kmet. He looked good down the stretch.
Yeah, I was high on him last year. Towards the end, really good.
Yeah, looking at his game logs here, I just pulled him up. Week 17, he had 8 targets. Week 16, 6 targets. 15 sucked. He only had 2. But 14, he had 7 targets. Week 13, 7 targets. And he was averaging, a good amount of targets down the final 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, he looked like a mini Kelsey.
It did. Yeah, they still use Jimmy Graham in the red zone, so hopefully that goes away this year. But I still think they're still going to utilize him. Just a big target in there. But Kmet's not small. He's 6'6".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh, man, he made it back.
Yeah, I thought he would. Okay, lock him in.
Cool. I love him. Rams first defense off the board, 3.8.
Here I like Rieger. Terrence Marshall. Brian Edwards. Chuba.
I had Rieger and Chuba mine 1-2 in the queue.
Okay.
I think both make sense for this team.
Definitely.
Upside that Rager has for our wide receivers at 6? Yep. And then the upside that we have in case McCaffrey gets hurt. Getting a full round of value on Chuba. Rager goes right about where we'd be selecting him. And I'm fine either way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Chuba goes.
He went. Okay.
Scoundrel. We can do the scoundrel noise. That was so funny in that draft on
It is hilarious.
For those of you tuning in this podcast, that was on the Run of Daylight podcast that we did
Hardway draft.
The Hardway draft, and and Dave and I were competing against each other with a bunch of other high stakes players and analysts, and it seemed like every 3 rounds you'd hear Scoundrel just yell like he fell downstairs, and it was his sound effect for being sniped, and we just got sniped.
Okay, all right.
Well, Terrence Marshall.
That's who I like. I like his upside.
Yeah, it's Terrence Marshall. Yeah, I like Rondell Moore too, but I think we have enough Arizona Cardinals now.
Yeah. I mean,
I like
Rondell Moore. I mean, Hopkins.
Terrence Marshall's just a beast.
I like his upside way more than Rondell Moore this year. I think Rondell Moore's going to do more of a
2022 guy for me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's lock it in then. Terrence Marshall it is.
Yeah, if anything happens to DJ Moore, and even if it doesn't, I think he's going to be in the middle of the field.
Yeah, so we have DJ Moore, we have Robbie Anderson. I mean, there's really no tight end there, really. I mean,
they have Dan Arnold, who's a solid tight end, but I think they got a role for Terrence Marshall.
Yeah, I think he has a direct line to snaps. And I like Dan Arnold, but there is a chance that he's underutilized.
Yeah, when you have receivers like that, it can happen.
Yep. Butker first. So the guy took the first defense and the first kicker off the board.
Okay.
There's some interesting builds in this draft.
Yep. Definitely some interesting builds. Like I said, this draft, people started with tight ends, and people started with wide receiver heavies. People started with running back heavy. Guy starts McCaffrey and then rattles off 8 straight receivers. Definitely a draft where people beat to their own drum.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. We had 3 teams start 3 solid running backs in the first 3 rounds.
The Zeke owner took Pollard in the 8th and handcuffed Zeke. Interesting. Draft all the way around.
Zach Ertz off the board. I'm going to start adding names to the queue here. I'm going to add Darrell Williams, I think, is up for consideration. James White. I'll add Rondell Moore.
Go around. My wife's drafting here. All right, so. There goes Rondell Moore.
Yep. Yeah, when you have drafts like this, you just never know what to expect. You never know who's going to make it back. Sometimes it throws me off.
Yeah. You just got to take any draft like this. There's a prime example of one pick that was made where you just got to take the guy that you've identified, because you just never know who else might be on the guy. And then, bottom line, in rounds like 11 on, it doesn't really matter. Just take whoever you want, regardless of what the ADP is telling you.
I'm going to throw Gronk in the queue here too.
Okay.
I'm going to throw Cook in as well.
Yeah, Gronk's been weird this year. He's been all over. I've seen Gronk go in the 18th round in one of these drafts.
That's crazy.
Then I've seen him go in the 11th round. He's an interesting cat. I mean, he's not a big volume guy, and you got to get lucky with his TDs when you start him. He has some lean games. There's no doubt about it. He's more of a playoff guy. He plays better in the playoffs than he does during the regular season.
It's because Brady trusts him.
Yeah.
He goes after who he knows and who he can rely on.
For sure.
Jared Cook is a name that I think is being underdrafted this year as well.
He definitely is.
I mean, we're in round, 14 now?
15.
Yeah, 15. 15 now, and last 5 days on Fantasy Mojo, he's got around 12 ADP. I mean, I have Herbert projected high this year. We both like the Chargers.
Is that his ADP?
Yeah, for Fantasy Mojo, he's like 12-7 is where he's going.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's that kind of Blake Jarwin, Cole Kmet, Ertz range. And 6-hole might swoop him up.
Yeah, it looks like he needs a tight end.
Yeah.
But in this format, yeah, he got it. Okay.
Yep, there he goes.
That's a good deal on him.
Yeah, it's a really good deal. Okay. Coming around here.
Yeah, I think it's Darrell Williams easy here.
Yeah, he's the number one in my queue right now. Darrell Williams, and then I had Hawkins.
And there goes Grant.
And then on the way back, I mean, I'm fine taking an elite defense on the way back if we wanted to.
I don't mind that at all. I would take elite defense or pair McKinnon with Darrell. That's all they got. They're not bringing anybody in.
Yep.
With a team like this. So, yeah, I think that's the play. Take the elite defense or take McKinnon with Darrell Williams.
Okay, I'm going to lock in Darrell, yep. And then I'm going to throw in like Washington. Yeah. You and I both like SF. Tampa still in there.
Tampa plays the Cowboys week 1. It's the only negative with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, San Francisco, Baltimore, Miami, Washington.
I'd say if Washington goes, I think we could probably wait and push back and get either Miami the next round and just lock in McKinnon to play it safe.
Okay.
Gives us 2 of the 3 of the backfield in Kansas City.
Yep, the way we built it.
Yeah, it makes sense for the team. And anything happens to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we're locked in there.
Yep. I still don't know we'll have to watch the preseason and see. Washington win.
And there goes Washington. So let's just go ahead and lock in McKinnon. Then I think we'll be able to get Miami on the way back easily.
Yeah.
Okay, McKinnon's locked.
I like it. Another draft. We went a different route again, and I'm not too mad at it.
Not crazy about it, but I also at the same time like it. I really like our wide receivers up top.
Yeah. With these teams, you're never going to be like, I mean, nobody's going to say, oh, I'm crazy about it, but these teams are built this way for a reason. It's a tournament team.
Exactly. You're banking on somebody getting hurt. You're taking top end talent at the top. You're filling in. You're filling in your tight ends with middle round talent, and then locking in a top tier quarterback and multiple top tier wide receivers, and then you're taking your stabs at running back that you think are going to pay off. I mean, Chase Edmonds is as good as we think he's going to be, and Zach Moss takes that step forward. This team's deadly.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, these drafts, that's good. I'm glad they're not for everybody because I want them to be low owned. I don't want people comfortable drafting this way. I would rather the field be the field. That's the other thing I don't understand. I've done it a couple times, but really I think it's bad process too in these tournaments to even take 2 quarterbacks because you have preseason waivers and I see no need in taking two to 3 quarterbacks on these rosters ever.
I was just counting that as you said that. I was counting to see how many teams did it, and we had the 3 hole, we have the 4 hole, the 5 hole, the 6 hole, the 8 hole, the 11 hole. I mean, we have half the league nearly.
Everybody does it. Most drafts, even if they own like an elite quarterback. I can see if you push way back and you want to have, you're not sure about the guys and you want to play matchups and you go ahead and just take them 2 to be because you're comfortable with it. But really, it's a wasted roster spot for the value that the position brings you. I mean, you could take a stab on a player there.
Yeah, if I am doing it, I'm grabbing my second in like round 18, round 19.
I've done it a couple of times this year for sure. Or 20. I mean, 20, there's guys there that I like better than the guys that they're taking in the 10th, 11th. So,
well, that's like the beginning of the year. I was getting Tannehill in round 18 in a lot of these drafts.
Yep.
And then the Julio news hit, and boom, there he is now in round 12, 11.
Yep. And then every year you see quarterbacks outperform the guys that they paid a premium for.
But yeah, like last year, Rodgers and
Dak and Kyler and Josh Allen and Mahomes. I've done it a few times, but if I take one of those guys, I'm really not taking it back up. I'll just live with whatever's on the waiver wire.
Yeah, we had last year, Rodgers and Josh Allen were both round 11 draft picks last year.
Exactly, every year. Yep. Well, I remember a year where Phillips Rivers was the 18th round consistently. I took him every time. He finished like quarterback 7 or something that year.
And before his the last couple of years, his arm was shot, but prior to that, he was always just sneaky good. He always came in like a quarterback 1, like back end quarterback 1. Just was so steady.
Yeah, he understood the offense and how to get the people the ball that needed to get the ball.
Did you see that quote from J.J. Watt? He was talking about his most memorable time with Phillip Rivers on the field, and Phillip Rivers called out the linebacker on the field and told him he was in the wrong spot for the blitz.
I didn't see that. No, that's funny.
So J.J. Watt was talking about how much he liked Phillip Rivers and that he was sitting there, and Phillip Rivers called out the linebacker for being in the wrong spot for the blitz package they were in. And Watt said he looked over his shoulder and looked back, and he said, "Yep, he was in the wrong spot."
That's hilarious. Those dudes have spent so much time in the film room that they know where everybody should be. Literally.
Wow, we still have three, 4 of the defenses that we were considering, even last pick: SF, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Miami.
Yeah.
We pretty much.
2 guys behind us have defense too, so if there's somebody that they make it.
Oh, good call. Let me see anyone else I like ahead of them.
Yeah, Yeah, they clean this up pretty good. There's not a ton of people I like.
Do we want to throw in? I haven't seen him go yet. I might have missed him.
Who are you thinking about?
Did here? Never mind. He went around 14. Xavier Jones. I missed him.
Yeah. No, I didn't miss him. Yeah, you won't.
I mean, I'm not crazy about anyone here. I'm fine taking defense.
Let's take Zerline on this team.
Okay.
Or Young Hoku, either one of those guys. The kickers I don't know much, and they're capable of.
Let's do Koo. I have more Zerloin.
Okay, we can take Koo, and then we can come back with defense because the two guys behind us have defense.
Tucker almost made it.
Yes, I love Tucker.
He's so steady.
Yeah, he went early in his career. He was like ridiculous money.
Yeah, he's older now. How old is he now?
He's getting on up there.
He's 31 already.
Kickers kick forever, though. They can.
Yeah, look at what was his name from Indianapolis. He kicked till he's like 40.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wasn't he like 41?
Yeah, I think he was 41 actually.
Adam Vinatieri.
Kick forever.
And he was money forever too. Okay, there's that third defense. Now we're locked in.
Unless one of you guys want to take two, but most of the time, no.
And there goes Greg's airline. Greg the leg. He's been injured quite a bit lately.
Yeah, something's always going. The Cowboys are going to be on Hard Knocks, so good to see all them guys.
Okay, do you want Miami or Baltimore?
I like Miami, but either one. I'm good with either one.
Okay, yeah, we both like their schedule and most of the quarterbacks they face in that division. Okay, I'm going to lock in Miami. On the way back, I was going to put him in. Your boy Dokes just went. I'm going to throw in Justin Jackson.
Yeah, they were talking about cutting him.
Were they really? I missed that.
I don't know what they're going to do. I don't like any of those guys behind Eckler really this year.
No, it's kind of up for grabs.
Roundtree. I hated the way Joshua Kelly looked last year when he touched the ball.
Man, the disrespect from my boy Baker.
Yeah, he gets no love this year.
None.
But that's what I'm talking about. When you push quarterback, there's always a quarterback there you can take and live with who could definitely outperform.
You have Byron Pringle going ahead of Baker. I mean, you could easily push down quarterback here. I'm going to do it. I want to do a draft where I take Baker in like round 18, 19 again, and don't take a single other person.
I've done a few of them. I've took my kicker in defense before I took my first quarterback. It's been a few of them.
I love it.
Yeah, this is another fun draft. Fun to try. I don't know if I like it as much as I like our last one, but you never know.
Yeah, I like our last one more too. But yeah, I mean, what if Henry goes down just like Akers goes down? I mean, all these Evans shares, and you never know. That's why we like painting it green like this, especially early in the season.
Oh, for sure.
Here's Akins. Actually, I was looking at sneaking him in. Maybe we still have Uzoma and Arnold. Yeah, I think I'd like to throw a third tight end on this team.
Yeah, they took Akins. You have Arnold, which makes sense.
Yeah, I threw Arnold in. I threw Uzoma in.
I just don't see how Uzoma gets very many balls with
Higgins and Chase and
Boyd in the middle of the field. And
Mixon.
then they have Thaddeus Moss on that team too now, so that might be an all LSU reunion. And then Uzama's coming off that injury, so he looked good in some videos I saw. But
yeah, he had some good games, but I think they were.
The other guy, tight end, Conklin, but he's got to compete with
Irv Smith.
Irv Smith and Thielen, and Jefferson.
Yeah. Bradley's really high on Conklin. We actually have a bet.
I like Conklin, but he's going to be on the field for sure. Just how much they use him in the passing game.
Bradley bet me free money though. I couldn't resist. He told me Conklin was going to outpace Irv Smith in yardage this year.
I like your side of that, but
yeah,
I see why he says that. I mean, the coach loves the Conklin. Conklin's going to be on the field, and he had some games, but Irv's just a lead in the pass game.
Yeah, I like my chances with Irv.
I mean, Tanya and Komet, we're fine. I don't even know if we need to take one of them slugs.
I'd say if Arnold's there, is probably the only one I'd really. I can live without Uzoma. Arnold, I think will do all right. Especially we have Terrace Marshall too.
Yeah. But I just don't know when we're ever going to play. I mean, Komet and Tanya would have to get hurt to play.
That's true.
It might be better to put a guy like Chris Evans, Ollison, Mike Boone.
Yeah, we could even take a stab on Bell too.
And Le'Veon Bell, yeah. Let's put Bell on his team. I quit taking him, and he could sign somewhere for sure.
He could sign at the Rams.
Yep. Not out of the question.
Do you want to take Evans or Bell here?
Let's take Bell.
Okay.
Because I also live with Calais as my 20th round pick. I could take a stab on a few guys on a team like this, but I don't think the tight end. I like Arnold. I own a lot of Arnold, but it really doesn't make a ton of sense on this team.
Yeah, the other running backs for the Rams still there. We got Calais and we have Funk still there.
And Clay, Funk, Evans, Ollison, Boone. I like all those guys. That's shot plays.
Could even take a McFarland behind.
The problem with McFarland is I don't know if McFarland's the guy.
Yeah, it could be Snell.
Oh, no, it could be Ballage.
That's true. I forgot Keelan Ballage there.
Ballage looked like he's reborn when he went to San Diego. And now
I was actually surprised they cut him. I thought he would probably be second fiddle there if they kept him.
He probably should be second fiddle there. I don't know what they were thinking. He's better than everybody on the roster. And now he's in Pittsburgh. I think he's the sneaky guy behind if something happened to him. He'd be the guy I'd be picking up if something happened to Najee.
Okay, so we're back on. Do you want to do Chris Evans then?
Yeah, I'm fine with Evans.
Okay.
He probably has the most talent. All right, bro. That was another good late draft. Fun one. Next one, we can go back to doing a more generic. Look at there. The guy behind us fired up, my boy. Really like that kid. There you go. Yeah, we can go back to a running back heavy approach in the next one and see how that goes.
Yeah, I think our next draft that we have here, let me pull it up as long as they fill. Let me go to the My Teams page real quick. So we have it's Friday night.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Friday night, same time.
Same time Friday night? Or I thought we had one at 4 o'clock or something weird.
Oh, hold up. Oh, never mind. That's August 23rd. You're right. It's 4 o'clock. Yep.
4 Eastern, right? On Friday?
4 Eastern on Friday.
Okay. And then we have a FFWC online that day too.
Yeah, we got lucky tonight. We had two. We were supposed to have two going simultaneously.
The FFWC main events start on August 1st.
Yeah, we're coming up. When do we have our mains on here? We did the slow draft already, and then we have August 23rd and September 6th on the two that I have purchased on the outside of the other one.
Yeah. Very nice.
Let's see how these guys finish out. Sony Michel, I think he's been such a bust. I can't believe they picked him over Chubb. Right, because didn't he go round 1 in that rookie draft, and then Chubb went round 2?
Yeah, they picked him over Nick Chubb. That's amazing. They were talking about some of Hoodie's blunders in drafts. As good as the coach as he is, some of the blunders he's made drafting players.
Yeah, I mean, even look at like N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, they took him over some really good options.
Yeah, they could have probably picked almost anyone else after the next 4 or 5 picks. Carolina defense been out. I love their first 3 weeks.
Yep, we were looking at that. They have a good first 3 weeks.
If I remember right, I think it's like the Jets, Saints, which is going to be the tough one, but then they have Houston.
Yeah, Saints depends on the quarterbacks. Both those quarterbacks can turn it over.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, another good draft. I'm going to end the stream here. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Another FFPC Football Guys draft. I'm actually going to be recording tomorrow with Scott Atkins from the FFWC. We're going to kind of go over what they have from their platform and their draft room and show you the tools. We like drafting over there as well. And then on Friday, I have Sigmund Bloom in the morning coming on from the Football Guys. And then I have Ray Flowers from SiriusXM coming on that night, 6 p.m. Friday live on the FF Fitness live stream.
Yeah, nice.
So got a couple guests coming on. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and have a good night.
All right, see you.